I should say, just for the record, my name is Representative Timothy Horrigan. I represent the towns of Durham, Lee, and Mayberry. I'm also a proud member of the Stratford County delegation, which is also chaired by Representative Rollo. So when he says not to applaud, he definitely means it. I guess I'm just here to come to express my support of the general principles. I have written testimony, which is much longer than what I want to say with this huge crowd in this overheated room. I wish to express my support of the general principles of Jeffersonian democracy as expressed in HCR. I have some concerns about the details of the resolution. The state of New Hampshire predates the United States. Our general court has existed since 1684, so that's pretty much when New Hampshire began to exist as a more or less democratic republic. And although I hope this is a very, very, very long way, hopefully even outside Mr. Comerford's lifetime, we will, I'm certain, outlast the United States. A couple of decades, another great empire, the Soviet Union, disintegrated, just like, unfortunately, probably the United States of America will at some point in the distant future. It was replaced by something better, a large number of more or less democratic republics. You know, the conventional wisdom, which I suspect sponsors of the bill share, which I shared to some extent myself, is that the government was too strong in the Soviet Union, and that was an extremely repressive empire. But actually, I think the record shows the opposite is true. The Soviet empire was dominated by a single political party which controlled virtually all corporations, and the corporations in turn dominated every institution in the empire. There was government in the old Soviet empire, of the sort that like seen today, was very weak. The people actually became freer after the institutions of government reasserted themselves. Even the legislatures, the court system, and even the executive branch bureaucracies became strong enough to compete with the party's corporations. So I was definitely glad to see bullet point 4 near the end, which was surrendering any power not delegated or not delegated to any corporation or foreign government. There are two elements of the resolution I disagree with fairly strongly. Actually, my written testimony says secondly, this is a minor point. They talked about firearms. I think both the U.S. Congress and the Hampshire General Court, in fact, do have the constitutional power to regulate firearms. And should the federal government impose stricter controls, in which that's certainly not cause for secession. That's like that. And then first in my written testimony, which I guess is actually the last thing I close with, is that Article 1, Section 8 does allow the Congress to authorize our government to do just about anything needed to provide for the common defense and the general welfare of the United States, aside from a few things which are expressly forbidden. So there's a long list of enumerated powers in Section 8, and those are, in my view, and I'm not a constitutional lawyer, I'm just speaking as a citizen who's thought about this for a while, those are things the federal government must do, but those aren't the only things it can do. So the Constitution, I think, is not quite as restrictive as many, in my opinion, as is in the opinion of many of those who will speak today. But although I certainly do think the state of New Hampshire and the states are sovereign entities that are equal in status with the federal government. And certainly glad that being an official of the state government, I'm glad to see that being reaffirmed.
Thank you, Representative Horrigan. Are there any questions from the representative?